There is a secret, a hidden truth that has remained veiled, unseen, even as it has shaped the lives of those who have discovered it. It's a power that exists within you right now, yet you may be unaware of its incredible potential. Imagine for a moment that the key to never losing, to rising above every challenge, to achieving the life you've always dreamed of, lies not in the external world but in the very thoughts you think and the beliefs you hold. What if I told you that the path to unshakable success, the kind of success that doesn't waver, doesn't falter, and never fades, is far simpler than you have been led to believe? You see, most people spend their lives trying to force their circumstances to change. But what if I told you the change must come from within? What if the world around you is simply a reflection of what you believe to be true? Could it be that the struggle, the striving, and the constant battle against the tides of life are all unnecessary? Could it be that by shifting the way you think, you could unlock a power so profound, so deeply ingrained in the very fabric of your being, that you would never again doubt your ability to create the life you desire? If you knew this secret, you would never stop winning. The problem is that too many are searching for answers in the wrong places, looking outward when they should be looking inward. You may have been taught to rely on the external world, on circumstances beyond your control, but the truth is, the universe responds not to what you want, but to what you believe. So, I ask you, what would you do if you knew that everything you have ever desired, everything you have ever hoped for, is already within your grasp? What if the only thing standing between you and your dreams was your own perception of what is possible? In this very moment, there is a force within you capable of turning your life around. It doesn't matter what your past has been, what your circumstances are right now, or how far you've yet to go. This secret is available to you, and it's ready to transform your world. But the question is, are you ready to embrace it? Are you ready to unlock the hidden power that has been dormant within you all along? If you can grasp this one truth, if you can truly internalize it, you will realize that the struggles of life are no longer battles to be fought, but opportunities to be mastered. You will begin to see the world differently, no longer as something to fight against, but as something you can shape and mold to your will. Your mind is not a passive observer of life, it is an active creator. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, and every image you form in your mind is actively shaping your reality. The world around you is not fixed, not rigid, not set in stone. It is fluid, dynamic, and responsive to the energy you project. And that energy begins with your thoughts. Think for a moment about the things you've accomplished in your life. Did they begin with your circumstances? Did they begin with what you had or didn't have? No, they began with a thought. The simple thought that you could do it. The thought that you could create a different outcome, a better life. Your mind, in that instant, set the course for everything that followed. Now consider the power of negative thoughts. How many times have you found yourself consumed by doubt, fear, or worry? And how did that affect you? When your mind was filled with fear, did opportunities open up before you? Or did they close off? When your thoughts were clouded with insecurity, did success come to you? Or did it slip further away? The reality you see is simply a reflection of the thoughts you consistently hold. If you think you are capable of greatness, greatness will follow. If you think you are destined for mediocrity, that too will manifest. It's not a matter of luck or external circumstances, it's about your perception, your beliefs, and your mindset. Your thoughts have the power to open doors or slam them shut. You may be wondering, but what if the world around me doesn't reflect my thoughts? The key is consistency. It's not about thinking one empowering thought and expecting the world to shift overnight. No, it's about creating a constant, unwavering stream of thoughts that align with what you want. Your thoughts, when focused and directed, can pierce through the most difficult of circumstances and bring your vision to life. Consider the power of the mind in overcoming adversity. Those who have achieved the greatest successes were not without obstacles. They faced hardships, failures, and setbacks. But what made them different? They never let their thoughts waver. They never let their minds become consumed by the temporary situation they were in. They maintained their focus on the goal. They saw the victory in their mind's eye long before it appeared in their external world. This is the secret. The thoughts you hold today are shaping the life you live tomorrow. You may not see it immediately, but every time you think with intention, every time you hold a vision for your life, you are creating the foundation for your future. Your thoughts become the seeds that grow into the life you want. There is a simple but profound truth here. The quality of your thoughts dictates the quality of your life. If you are thinking thoughts of abundance, success, and achievement, your life will naturally begin to reflect that. If you are thinking thoughts of lack, fear, and defeat, your life will mirror those beliefs. It is not the world that needs to change for you to succeed. It is your thinking that must change first. If you are serious about mastering your reality, you must master your thoughts. Become the gatekeeper of your mind. Be intentional about the thoughts you allow to occupy space in your head. When you feel a thought that does not serve your highest good, challenge it. Replace it with a thought that aligns with your vision. It takes practice, yes, but the results are undeniable. You see, the mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is imagined. Your mind believes whatever you tell it. So if you want to see success, if you want to experience greatness, begin by telling your mind that success is your destiny, that greatness is your birthright. Speak to your mind as if the success you desire is already here. Envision it, breathe life into it, and your mind will begin to align with that vision. It's time to realize the incredible power you have at your fingertips. Your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas, they are the architects of your destiny. The moment you truly understand this, you will never see yourself as powerless again. You will realize that the life you desire is not something outside of you, it's something you've always held within. You are the creator of your reality, and your thoughts are the key. Your beliefs are the unseen force that drives your actions, shapes your perceptions, and ultimately dictates your reality. It is not your external circumstances that determine your success, but the beliefs you hold about those circumstances. The way you perceive your world, the limits you place on yourself, and the potential you see in every situation all stem from what you believe. Belief is more than just a passive feeling. It is an active force, a magnet that attracts what is in alignment with it. Your beliefs are the blueprint for your life, and the more deeply you believe in something, the more your actions, words, and experiences will align with that belief. If you believe you are capable of achieving your dreams, your belief will propel you forward, creating opportunities that align with your vision. On the other hand, if you believe you are limited or incapable, those beliefs will keep you stuck in a cycle of doubt and missed opportunities. The power of belief lies in its ability to transform ordinary actions into extraordinary results. When you truly believe in something, it fuels you with the energy, determination, and courage to take steps that others may hesitate to take. Think about the moments in your life when you've achieved something great. Did you approach it with doubt, or did you go after it with the unwavering belief that you could succeed? When you believe in yourself, obstacles become challenges to be overcome, not barriers to your progress. But belief is not always something you are born with. It is something that must be cultivated. It requires you to constantly reaffirm your potential and to feed your mind with thoughts and affirmations that align with your desires. Belief grows stronger through repetition. Every time you tell yourself that you are capable, every time you visualize your success, every time you take a step toward your goal with confidence, you strengthen that belief. And as your belief grows, so too does your capacity to manifest your desires. Your beliefs also determine how you react when things don't go as planned. A person who believes in their potential sees a failure as a lesson, a stepping stone to greater understanding. On the other hand, someone who doubts themselves may see the same failure as a sign that they are not cut out for success. Your beliefs shape not only how you see the world, but how you respond to it. The person who believes that setbacks are just part of the journey remains focused on the end goal, while the one who believes in limitations may give up after the first challenge. One of the most powerful truths about belief is that it does not require external validation. It does not matter what others say about you or the challenges you face. If you believe in yourself and in the power of your dreams, nothing can stop you. Your belief will create your path, your actions will follow, and the world will align itself with your vision. Think about the people who have achieved greatness throughout history. What made them stand out? Was it because they were born with extraordinary abilities? No. It was because they had an unwavering belief in themselves and in their mission. They believed so strongly that their belief turned into action. They persisted, they showed up, and they made things happen, no matter the obstacles in their way. Their belief became the driving force behind their success. So I ask you, what do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about your potential? Do you see yourself as someone capable of achieving greatness? Or do you see yourself as someone bound by limitations? Understand this: the moment you change what you believe, everything changes. You have the power to reshape your life, your future, and your world by simply changing your belief system. The beliefs you hold today are the seeds of your future. If you want to see change, start by changing what you believe is possible for you. The moment you believe in your potential, the world will begin to conspire to help you achieve it. Your belief is the most powerful tool at your disposal, and when you learn to harness it, there is no limit to what you can accomplish. Belief alone is not enough to manifest your dreams. Without action, belief is just a thought, a passing moment in your mind. Action is the bridge that connects your thoughts to reality, the force that transforms vision into tangible results. To win in life, you must understand that taking inspired, consistent action is non-negotiable. No matter how grand your dreams are, they will remain dreams unless you move toward them with deliberate steps. Action is the proof of your belief. It is the language that the universe responds to. When you take action, you are not just wishing for something to happen. You are actively moving towards it, signaling to the world that you are serious about your vision. The world responds to your energy, and energy is expressed through action. Your steps, no matter how small, are a declaration that you are ready to turn your ideas into reality. When you take action, you don't just wait for the perfect moment. You create the moment. Every action you take brings you closer to your goal. It is easy to think that success is reserved for those who have everything perfectly aligned, those with the best timing, the most resources, or the least obstacles. But the truth is that success is not about waiting for the perfect moment, it's about seizing the moment you have right now. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The present moment is where success begins. Too often, people get caught up in the idea that they need to have everything figured out before they take action. They wait for the right time, the right resources, or the right plan. But the most successful people know that action does not need to be perfect, it just needs to be taken. You do not need to see the entire staircase before you take the first step. In fact, it is through taking that first step that the next one becomes clear. Action creates momentum. The more you act, the clearer your path becomes. Think of all the successful individuals who've achieved greatness. None of them reached their goals by sitting still and waiting. They understood that each small step forward, no matter how uncertain it felt, was a step closer to realizing their vision. They understood that action is a powerful tool, one that transforms the invisible into the visible. But here's the thing, action is not always easy. There will be times when doubt creeps in, when challenges arise, and when it feels like the universe is testing your resolve. The key is to act in spite of these obstacles. Every successful person has faced moments of uncertainty, fear, and frustration. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. The ones who succeed continue to act, despite the fear, despite the setbacks, and despite the obstacles. In the face of adversity, action builds resilience. Each challenge you overcome through your actions strengthens your belief in yourself. It's not the absence of obstacles that makes you successful, it's your ability to act, to keep moving forward, even when things aren't easy. Each step you take proves to the world and to yourself that you are committed to your vision. And as you continue to act, the world begins to open up to you in ways that you can't even anticipate. You may wonder, what if my actions don't lead to the desired result right away? Understand this: action is never wasted. Every action you take, even when the results aren't immediately visible, is a learning experience. It teaches you, sharpens you, and refines your approach. The key is to never stop moving. The moment you stop, you halt the flow of possibility. The moment you stop taking action, you stop the momentum that could lead you to success. Action is the expression of your belief in motion. When you act, you reinforce your belief, and with every step, you bring your dream closer to reality. The universe responds to the energy of action. It is your responsibility to take that first step, and the universe will meet you halfway. The path to success is not paved by dreams alone. It is paved by action, bold, consistent, and persistent action. If you want to win, you must act. Do not wait for the perfect conditions. Take the imperfect steps today and let the momentum carry you forward toward the life you desire. Action is the key that unlocks the door to your future, and the only way to truly experience your vision is to begin the journey with every step you take. Persistence is the unwavering force that propels you forward, even when the road becomes steep, the nights feel long, and the destination seems far out of reach. It's the quiet determination that keeps you going when others would give up. The fire that burns within you, even when external circumstances seem to tell you otherwise. To win in life, you must understand that success is not always immediate. It is earned through persistence. Success does not come to those who stop when things get hard. It comes to those who keep going, step by step, no matter the difficulties they face. Think about it: the greatest accomplishments in history were not achieved by the most talented or the most fortunate people. They were achieved by those who refused to give up. The key to achieving greatness is simple: persistence in the face of adversity. The journey toward your goals will not be a straight path. You will face challenges, setbacks, and moments when it feels like your dreams are slipping away. But it is in those very moments that your persistence will define you. How many times have you wanted to quit? How many times have you been on the brink of giving up, only to find the strength to press forward? This is where true success lies, not in the moments of victory, but in the decision to keep going when everything within you screams to stop. Persistence is not just about continuing when things are easy. It's about showing up even when you feel like you have nothing left to give. It's about maintaining your focus, your determination, and your belief in the face of challenges. The world tests those who are destined for greatness, and the ones who endure, who keep moving forward with relentless tenacity, are the ones who succeed. Every successful individual has faced moments of doubt and struggle, but what sets them apart is their refusal to let those moments define them. They knew that every challenge was temporary, and that the only way to overcome it was to push through. The secret to success is not in avoiding difficulties, but in embracing them with persistence. Every obstacle you encounter is an opportunity to grow stronger, more resilient, and more capable. Each hurdle you overcome proves to the universe and to yourself that you are serious about your dreams. Persistence also means being adaptable. It's not about pushing forward mindlessly, but about recognizing when a different approach is needed and adjusting your strategy while still moving toward your goal. Sometimes persistence means reassessing the situation and finding new ways to overcome an obstacle. The ability to keep going, even when the way forward seems unclear, is a mark of true persistence. It's about finding a way no matter what. You must also understand that your persistence doesn't just impact your own life, it sends a powerful message to the world around you. When you persist, you inspire others to do the same. Your dedication, your resilience becomes a beacon of hope for those who are struggling. You show them that it is possible to overcome adversity, to keep pushing, and to eventually reach the prize at the end of the journey. But persistence is also about mindset. It's about seeing every setback as a lesson and every failure as a stepping stone. The mindset of persistence is one that refuses to see challenges as insurmountable. Instead, they are opportunities for growth and development. When you change your mindset from one of defeat to one of persistence, you become unstoppable. You don't need to have everything figured out from the start. You don't need to see the entire path laid out before you. What you need is the resolve to keep moving, to take one step after another, no matter how long it takes. The road may be difficult, but it is persistence that will carry you to your destination. Remember, success is not reserved for those who are the fastest, the smartest, or the most gifted. It is reserved for those who refuse to quit, who continue to pursue their vision no matter how many setbacks they face. The world rewards those who persist, who stand tall in the face of challenges, who keep their eyes on the prize and press forward no matter what. Your persistence is the fuel that will carry you to the life you desire. It is persistence that separates the winners from the dreamers. It is the commitment to stay the course, to push through the tough times, that makes success inevitable. Keep going. Keep fighting. Keep believing. Your persistence will break through every barrier, and in the end you will have what you seek. Belief is the most powerful force you possess. It is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without belief, you are like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly, subject to the whims of the tide. But when you believe in yourself, in your vision, and in the power of your potential, you set a course that no storm can disrupt, no obstacle can hinder. To win, you must hold an unshakable belief in your ability to achieve what you set out to do. Your belief is the inner compass that directs every action, every thought, and every decision you make. It shapes your reality in ways that go beyond mere words or desires. You can talk about your dreams, you can have a clear vision, but if your belief in yourself is weak, everything you do will reflect that uncertainty. It is belief that transforms dreams into reality. It is belief that moves mountains, overcomes challenges, and turns the impossible into possible. One of the most profound truths is this: your external world is a reflection of your internal beliefs. What you believe about yourself, about your capabilities, and about your future directly influences the results you achieve. If you do not believe you are worthy of success, if you do not believe that your dreams are achievable, you will unconsciously sabotage your efforts. But when you cultivate a belief that you are destined for greatness, that you are capable of overcoming anything that stands in your way, you begin to take the steps necessary to manifest. Belief is not just an abstract idea. It is the fuel that powers your persistence. It's what keeps you going when things get tough, when obstacles seem insurmountable, when doubts cloud your mind. Belief is the force that makes persistence sustainable. Without belief, persistence fades away, but when you truly believe in your vision, you can push forward relentlessly, even through the toughest of times. In the early stages of your journey, you may not have the external evidence to support your belief. You may not see the success or the recognition you hope for. And this is where most people falter. They lose faith when they don't see immediate results. But belief is not contingent on what you see. It is the bedrock that sustains you when the path is unclear. Trusting in your belief, even in the absence of proof, is what leads to breakthroughs. Every time you hold on to your belief, even when it feels difficult, you are strengthening the foundation of your success. The true power of belief lies in its ability to shape the future. When you believe something is possible, you open yourself to science and solutions that you may not have seen before. Your mind becomes attuned to the possibilities around you, and your actions are guided by that belief. You see chances instead of obstacles. You see solutions instead of problems. You begin to think like someone who is already successful, and as a result, you begin to act in ways that align with that success. Belief also attracts the right circumstances, the right people, and the right opportunities into your life. The law of attraction is rooted in the concept of belief, the belief that you are worthy, capable, and deserving of success. When you genuinely believe this, the world begins to reflect it back to you. Opportunities that once seemed elusive begin to materialize. The right people come into your life at just the right time. Your belief magnetizes the resources, the relationships, and the circumstances you need to move forward. But belief is not something that happens overnight. It is a mindset that you must nurture and cultivate daily. It begins with your self-talk, with how you speak to yourself and how you view your potential. Start by affirming your worth, by acknowledging that you are deserving of everything you desire. Believe in your ability to rise above every challenge and become the person you know you are meant to be. The key to belief is this: you must make the choice to believe. No one can believe for you. No one can instill belief in your heart or mind. It is a decision you must make every single day. Choose to believe in yourself, in your vision, and in your capacity for greatness. Every day that you choose belief, you take another step toward making your dreams a reality. As you cultivate a deep, unshakable belief in yourself, you will find that the path to success becomes not only clearer but also more accessible. Belief is the driving force behind every win you will ever experience. Without it, your dreams will remain just that, dreams. But with belief, you transform your vision into reality, and you unlock the endless possibilities that are waiting for you. Real clarity of purpose is the anchor that holds you steady in the stormy seas of life. Without purpose, you are like a ship adrift without a destination, unsure of which direction to sail. But when you gain clarity about your purpose, everything changes. You no longer waste time or energy on distractions. Every thought, every action, every decision is aligned with a clear, unwavering goal. This clarity becomes the fuel that propels you forward, the guiding light that illuminates the path toward your dreams. The purpose is not something you find by accident, it is something you create. It's not enough to have vague aspirations or fleeting desires. You must get crystal clear about what you want to achieve. What is it that drives you? What legacy do you want to leave behind? What impact do you want to make in the world? These questions are not just for contemplation, they are the foundation upon which your success is built. When you are clear about your purpose, it acts as a powerful magnet, pulling you toward your goals with an unstoppable force. A lack of purpose leads to uncertainty, hesitation, and aimless action. You may find yourself moving through life working hard but feeling like you're not getting anywhere. When you don't know your purpose, you're more likely to give up at the first sign of resistance. But when you know exactly why you're doing what you're doing, when you understand the deeper reason behind your actions, it becomes impossible to quit. When your purpose is clear, every challenge, every setback, and every roadblock becomes just another stepping stone. You don't see obstacles as barriers, you see them as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to push forward. When your purpose is clear, you approach each day with relentless energy and determination. There is no question of if you will succeed, it is simply a matter of when. Your clarity of purpose drives you to take relentless action, to move forward even when the road is difficult, because you understand the end goal. You have a vision that is so strong, so vivid, that you cannot be swayed by the passing winds of doubt or fear. The purpose gives you the focus and discipline necessary to turn dreams into reality. Without it, you might be moving, but you're not making progress. Purpose forces you to prioritize, to eliminate distractions, and to commit to actions that align with your deepest desires. It creates a filter for every decision you make. If it doesn't serve your purpose, it doesn't deserve your time. When your purpose is clear, you become unstoppable. Every step you take, no matter how small, is one step closer to your ultimate goal. The beauty of having clarity of purpose is that it empowers you to act with certainty. Instead of being pulled in multiple directions, you are grounded in your mission. You know exactly where you're going and why. And this knowing creates momentum because every action you take is purposeful. This clarity breeds confidence, and confidence breeds success. When you are confident in your purpose, you act decisively and with power. You stop second-guessing yourself because you know that you're walking the path that's meant for you. But how do you gain this clarity of purpose? It begins with self-reflection and introspection. Take the time to sit quietly and ask yourself what you truly want. What excites you? What are you passionate about? What is the deeper meaning behind your goals? When you take the time to connect with your inner self, the answers will begin to surface. Once you have clarity, write it down and visualize it. Keep your purpose in front of you at all times. The more you focus on it, the clearer it becomes. When you bring your purpose into focus, you become more attuned to the opportunities and resources that align with it. Purpose also has the power to transform your mindset. It shifts your focus from obstacles to possibilities. It takes you from I can't to I will. It propels you into action. Because when your purpose is clear, you know exactly what's at stake. You can't afford to waste time, and you won't allow yourself to procrastinate. With clarity of purpose, you wake up every day with a sense of urgency, because you know that every moment counts. Your actions become purposeful, deliberate, and driven by the vision you have set for your life. But clarity of purpose also gives you the power to endure. There will be times when the journey feels long, when you're faced with doubt, fatigue, or frustration. In those moments, your purpose will remind you why you started in the first place. Your purpose will reignite the fire inside you, urging you to keep going. The clearer your purpose, the stronger your ability to persevere in the face of adversity. In the end, clarity of purpose is not just about knowing what you want, it's about knowing why you want it. When you understand your why, you will never lack the motivation to keep moving forward. You will not just succeed, you will thrive. Because with purpose, you have a reason to keep fighting, a reason to keep going, and a reason to never stop until you've achieved everything you set out to do. Persistence is the unseen force that separates those who merely dream from those who make their dreams a reality. It's easy to start strong, to take that first step toward your goal, full of energy and excitement. But it's not the beginning that determines success, it's the ability to keep going when the road gets tough, when obstacles arise, when failure knocks at your door. This is where most people falter. They give up too soon, convinced that their efforts aren't worth it, that their dreams are too far out of reach. But persistence, the unwavering commitment to continue, no matter what, holds the key to everything you desire. The truth is, life will test you. Success will never be handed to you on a silver platter. You will face moments of doubt, exhaustion, and frustration. But these moments are not the end of your journey, they are the test that determines whether you will rise or fall. Those who persist are the ones who rise. They understand that success is not an event, it is a process, and it requires sustained effort over time. Every victory is built on a foundation of countless small actions, consistent effort, and the ability to persevere through the hardest of times. Persistence is not about simply showing up. It's about showing up with purpose, with commitment, and with the belief that your efforts will lead to success, even when the results are not immediate. It's easy to be persistent when things are going well. But when things go wrong, when you fail, when you feel like you're getting nowhere, it takes real strength to keep going. This is the moment where most people give up, but those who understand the power of persistence push through. They see failure not as an end, but as part of the journey, an essential part of growth, a lesson in the making. The key to persistence is resilience. It's the ability to recover quickly from setbacks, to bounce back stronger after every failure, to refuse to let anything or anyone stop you from moving toward your goal. Life will try to knock you down, but persistence means getting back up. Again and again, no matter how many times you fall. Each failure is a lesson, a stepping stone, a moment that brings you closer to success. It's not the fall that matters, it's how quickly you rise, how quickly you choose to continue. Every successful person has faced moments of doubt, moments when they questioned whether it was worth it, moments when it seemed easier to quit. But what sets them apart is their refusal to give in. They keep their eyes on the prize, regardless of the setbacks, and they trust that their persistence will lead them to victory. This relentless spirit is what turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. Persistence also requires patience. It's easy to become frustrated when progress seems slow. But in those moments, remember that true success is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about putting in consistent effort day after day without expecting immediate results. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a mighty tree, so too does your success require time, effort, and nurturing. Patience is not about waiting idly for success to come to you. It's about continuing to take action, even when you can't yet see the fruits of your labor. Trust that each step you take is leading you closer to your goal. The beauty of persistence is that it compounds over time. Each action you take, no matter how small, builds momentum. The more persistent you are, the stronger your resolve becomes, and the more your efforts begin to pay off. In the early stages, your progress may be hard to see, but don't be deceived by the lack of visible results. Every day you persist, you are laying the groundwork for future success. What seems like small, insignificant effort today will become the foundation of the great success you'll experience tomorrow. Furthermore, persistence is an attitude. It's a mindset that refuses to accept failure as the final answer. It's about having an unshakable belief in your purpose and knowing that no matter what challenges you face, you will find a way to succeed. The world may try to convince you to give up, to take the easy route, but persistence is the voice that says, keep going. Your breakthrough is just around the corner. To truly master the art of persistence, you must make it a part of who you are. It becomes more than just a strategy or a tactic, it becomes your way of being. It's the quiet confidence that you will not stop until you reach your goal, no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard the journey becomes. When persistence becomes your nature, the obstacles no longer seem insurmountable. You begin to see each challenge as an opportunity to prove to yourself how much you are capable of. Ultimately, persistence is the defining characteristic of every successful person. It is the invisible force that pushes you forward when all else seems to be working against you. It's the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. It's the unwavering commitment to keep going, no matter what, until you reach the success you deserve. Remember, the journey is never easy, but it is always worth it. Your victory is not determined by how many times you stumble, but by how many times you rise with renewed determination. Every setback is simply another lesson on your way to greatness, and every obstacle is an opportunity to show the world your strength and your commitment to your purpose. You are the architect of your destiny. No matter what has happened in the past, no matter what struggles lie ahead, you have the power to design a future that reflects your deepest desires and truest potential. So step forward with confidence. Know that each day is a new opportunity to get closer to your dreams. Keep your focus on your vision, your mind sharp, and your spirit unshakable. As you leave here today, carry this truth with you. Success is not a matter of luck, it is a matter of choice, a matter of perseverance, and a matter of faith in your own ability to achieve greatness. You were not put here to fail. You were not put here to wonder what could have been. You were put here to make your mark, to conquer challenges, and to live a life that defies the ordinary. So go forward relentlessly with the knowledge that if you knew this secret, you would never stop winning. And that, my friends, is exactly what you will do. Keep pushing, keep believing, keep winning. The best is yet to come. The universe is an ever-present, limitless force. It is always responding to your state of being, reflecting back what you believe and feel. You have within you the power to shape your reality through your thoughts, words, and emotions. When you give the universe just 72 hours, you are essentially giving it permission to rearrange your life according to the thoughts and beliefs you have chosen to hold. In the next 3 days, you can shift the course of your life by simply changing the way you think. The first step is to recognize that the power to create is already within you. Every thought, every belief, and every feeling you experience is a seed planted in the fertile ground of the universe. The time it takes for the seed to blossom is up to you. But by setting a clear intention, you align yourself with the flow of infinite possibility. What you focus on expands. If you choose to focus on your desires and believe they are already yours, the universe will begin to move in your favor. The key is in your belief. When you believe that change is not only possible but inevitable, the universe shifts to match your new frequency. The next 72 hours are a chance for you to enter a state of full expectation. When you expect that your desires will come to you, you are tuning yourself into the right frequency for manifestation. In this time, do not allow doubt or negativity to creep in. Doubt is the enemy of manifestation. Instead, choose to trust in the process. Know that the universe is always working for your highest good, even when it seems like nothing is happening. You do not need to see the entire path laid out before you. Just trust that the universe is leading you exactly where you need to go. You must also remain in a state of gratitude. The universe responds not only to your desires but to the vibration of gratitude. Be thankful for everything you have now, as well as for everything that is coming to you. Gratitude strengthens your connection to the flow of abundance and draws your desires closer. Allow the universe to work its magic. Give yourself permission to surrender to the process, to let go of the need to control every aspect of your life. Trust that whatever unfolds is for your highest good and is leading you to greater things. In these 72 hours, pay attention to the signs. The universe is always communicating with you. It may come in the form of new opportunities, synchronicities, or even an inner knowing. Follow the guidance that you receive and know that the universe is guiding you step by step toward your new life. Your new life begins the moment you decide to release old beliefs, negative patterns, and limitations. In this moment, you have the power to create something entirely new. When you commit to that vision with unwavering belief, the universe will respond. You are not waiting for the universe to give you permission. It is waiting for you to give it permission to work on your behalf. When you claim your desires with confidence, the universe has no choice but to respond. The only requirement is that you trust and believe in its ability to deliver. In 72 hours, you have the power to set the wheels of change in motion. Begin today by choosing what you want, believing in its arrival, and seeing your life shift in miraculous ways. The universe is always ready to give you a new life. All it needs is your faith and willingness to receive. The universe is an infinite, intelligent force, always responding to your state of being. Everything in existence, including you, vibrates at a certain frequency, and it is this frequency that the universe picks up and mirrors back to you. When you understand this, you realize that your outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner world. What you think, feel, and believe is broadcast into the universe, and it sends back to you experiences, people, and circumstances that match those thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. This means that your state of being, your mood, your thoughts, your emotions directly influences what shows up in your life. If you are in a state of fear, doubt, or worry, you are sending out a vibration that matches those feelings. In turn, the universe responds by bringing you more reasons to be fearful, doubtful, and worried. On the other hand, when you choose to be in a state of confidence, peace, and joy, you send out a completely different vibration, and the universe will align your experiences with that energy. The key here is understanding that your vibration is not just about what you want, but about how you feel and the belief you hold. If you desire abundance but feel lack, if you want love but feel unworthy, the universe will respond to that discord. The goal is to align your inner state with what you desire. Your outer world will always reflect your inner state. The universe is simply responding to what you are broadcasting. Therefore, if you want to see changes in your life, you must begin by changing your inner state, your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. This is why it is so powerful to give the universe 72 hours. In this time, you can consciously shift your state of being, recalibrate your thoughts, and elevate your emotions. By doing this, you allow the universe to reflect back to you a new reality. Your life can shift dramatically when you decide to change the energy you are emitting. Once you change your inner state, you begin to see evidence of that shift in your external world, often much faster than you expect. The universe is constantly listening, constantly responding. It does not judge or question, it simply reflects. If you have the awareness to control your state of being, you can create the life you desire in a fraction of the time. The next 72 hours are not about waiting for external circumstances to change, they are about changing yourself, your thoughts, and your feelings, knowing that the universe will follow your lead and transform your reality to match your new inner state. Your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings are not just passive elements of your experience, they are the active creators of your reality. The mind is a powerful tool, and the moment you realize that what you hold in your mind is what you create in your world, you unlock an incredible potential within yourself. Every thought you think sends out a vibration into the universe, and the universe, in its infinite intelligence, responds by matching that vibration with corresponding circumstances. Your thoughts are not just fleeting moments of mental activity, they are the blueprint of your life, shaping the experiences that will come to you. What you believe is even more powerful. Beliefs are deeply ingrained patterns of thought that you have accepted as truth. These beliefs form the foundation of your reality. If you believe that the world is abundant and that you deserve all the good things it has to offer, the universe will reflect that belief by bringing those things into your life. If you believe that you are unworthy or that success is difficult to attain, the universe will mirror that belief as well, creating circumstances that reinforce those thoughts. Your beliefs create the filter through which you view your world, and they direct your attention to those things that confirm your worldview. But the beauty of this lies in the fact that you are not stuck with your current thoughts and beliefs. At any moment, you have the ability to shift them. The next 72 hours are an opportunity for you to consciously choose your thoughts and beliefs. By changing what you think and believe, you change the frequency you are vibrating at. The moment you align your thoughts with your desires, the universe will begin to respond to that new frequency, bringing you experiences, people, and opportunities that match the energy of your new beliefs. Your thoughts and beliefs are not just passive reflections of the world around you, they are the architects of that world. The 72 hours you give to the universe are the perfect time to take control of your thoughts and beliefs, to consciously choose thoughts that align with your desires, and to feel into the vibration of those desires as if they are already true. In doing so, you are giving the universe the direction it needs to create your new reality. When you focus on your desires, you are not simply thinking about them, you are placing your attention on the energy and feeling of having them already. The universe is always responding to your vibration, and your vibration is a direct result of what you focus on. By focusing on what you want, rather than what you lack or fear, you tune yourself to the frequency of abundance, success, love, or whatever it is that you wish to manifest. The key to manifestation lies in the power of focused attention. Where your attention goes, energy flows. The more you think about your desires, feel into them, and imagine them as if they are already real, the stronger the magnetic pull becomes between you and your desired reality. Your thoughts are not just mental exercises, they are energetic broadcasts sent out to the universe. And the more consistent and intentional you are with your focus, the more the universe will align with that energy. When you focus on your desires, you are also affirming to yourself that you believe in their reality. It is not enough to think about what you want occasionally, you must make it a priority in your mental and emotional landscape. You must dwell in the feeling of having it. The universe does not respond to mere wishes or fleeting thoughts, it responds to your energy, to the feeling you have when you think about your desires. If you feel joy, excitement, and gratitude when you think of your dreams coming true, the universe picks up on that elevated vibration and begins to draw those experiences into your life. The next 72 hours are an opportunity for you to consciously shift your focus. Every time your mind wanders to doubt, fear, or negativity, gently bring it back to your desires. Imagine yourself living the life you want, experiencing the joy, success, and fulfillment that you are calling in. The more you focus on the feeling of already having what you desire, the more the universe will respond by bringing you circumstances that match that energy. This is the law of attraction in action. When you focus on what you want with certainty and passion, you send out a powerful signal to the universe and it begins to deliver. The beauty of this process is that you do not need to know exactly how your desires will manifest. The universe takes care of the details. Your only job is to focus on the end result, on the feeling of already having what you want, and trust that the universe will bring everything into alignment. By focusing on your desires, you are allowing the universe to organize the circumstances, people, and events that will lead you to your dreams. The more you believe in the power of your focus, the more quickly and effortlessly your desires begin to show up in your reality. The power of manifestation is rooted in your belief, and belief is the driving force behind the creation of your reality. When you truly believe that what you desire is not only possible but already on its way to you, you align your vibration with that reality. Belief is more than just a thought, it is an unwavering conviction that your desires are already fulfilled, regardless of external circumstances. When you believe, you are sending out a signal to the universe that your desires are already yours, and the universe responds by bringing them into physical manifestation. Belief works in harmony with your imagination, and together they shape your reality. If you can see it in your mind's eye, if you can feel it in your heart, it is already on its way to you. The universe does not differentiate between what is real and what you believe to be real. It responds to your feelings, to your inner knowing that what you desire is already true. The more you believe in the certainty of your desires, the faster the universe moves to match that belief with tangible results. Belief is the foundation upon which everything is built. Without belief, your desires remain unmanifested, simply dreams that never materialize. It is your belief in the power of your own thoughts, in the power of the universe to bring your desires to life, that activates the process of creation. When you believe with complete certainty that the life you want is already yours, you are acting as though it has already come to pass. This belief shifts your energy, and the universe, in turn, shifts to align with that belief. In these 72 hours, the challenge is to suspend any doubt and embrace the certainty that your desires are already manifesting. Even if the evidence is not immediately visible, trust that the universe is working behind the scenes to bring your vision to life. Your belief is the magnet that attracts everything you need, every opportunity, and every person that will help you bring your desires into the physical realm. When you believe, you move from a state of waiting to a state of receiving, knowing that everything you want is already on its way. The more you strengthen this belief, the more quickly and effortlessly the universe will bring your desires into existence. The next key element of manifestation is the art of feeling into your desires as if they are already a part of your experience. The universe responds not to your desires alone, but to the feeling you have about them. Feeling is the language of the universe. When you feel joy, excitement, and gratitude as if your desires have already been fulfilled, you create a powerful magnetic force that pulls those desires toward you. It is not enough to just think about what you want, you must feel the emotions associated with having it. The emotional energy you emit is far more powerful than any thought you can think. When you feel the emotions of abundance, love, or success, your vibration is elevated, and you align yourself with the frequency of what you want. This emotional alignment with your desires accelerates the manifestation process. If you want to experience more love in your life, feel the love you would feel if it were already present. If you want financial abundance, feel the freedom and security that money brings. The universe only understands the energy of feeling. So when you embody that energy, the universe responds by creating the circumstances and events that will allow you to experience those feelings in your physical reality. Your feelings are a direct reflection of your beliefs, thoughts, and focus. If you are thinking about your desires but still feeling doubt or lack, you are not fully aligned with the manifestation you seek. To change your reality, you must change how you feel about your desires. You must elevate your emotional state to match the vibration of what you want to experience. This is not about faking emotions, it is about genuinely connecting with the feelings of already having what you desire. By doing so, you send out a clear and powerful signal to the universe. And the universe responds by bringing you more of those feelings in the form of tangible experiences. Over the next 72 hours, focus on consciously shifting your emotional state. Whenever you think about your desires, allow yourself to feel the emotions as if they are already real. Imagine yourself living the life you want, and let those feelings of happiness, gratitude, and fulfillment wash over you. The more you immerse yourself in these feelings, the more you align your inner world with your outer desires. The universe will then reflect back to you the same energy, bringing you the circumstances, people, and events that will make your desires a reality. The key is to feel as if your desires have already manifested, to embody the emotions of success and fulfillment now, knowing that this emotional alignment will bring everything into physical form. The universe operates on the principle of imagination. What you can imagine, you can create. Your imagination is not a mere fantasy or daydream, it is the most powerful tool you possess for shaping your reality. When you vividly imagine yourself living the life you desire, you are planting the seed of creation in the fertile soil of the universe. Imagination is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the spiritual and the physical. It is the realm where all possibilities exist, and through the act of imagining, you can draw anything into your reality. To manifest your desires, you must first picture them clearly in your mind. It is not enough to simply wish for them, you must see them as already being real. Imagine the life you want to live in full detail. See the home, the relationships, the success, the abundance, and the joy as if they are already a part of your experience. The more vividly you can imagine this new reality, the stronger the signal you send to the universe. Your mind cannot distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. Therefore, when you imagine your desires, the universe receives this image as truth and begins to work toward making it a physical reality. Your imagination does not need to be constrained by the limits of your current circumstances. The power of imagination lies in its ability to transcend the limitations of the present moment. Even if your current reality seems far removed from your desires, your imagination has the power to transport you to the world where your desires already exist. When you immerse yourself in this mental image, you are aligning yourself with the frequency of what you want. This alignment then triggers the universe to match your vibration, bringing your imagined reality closer to you. In the next 72 hours, use your imagination as a tool of creation. Set aside time each day to visualize your desires in full detail. Picture yourself living the life you want. Feel the emotions of that life as if it were happening right now. See the people, the experiences, and the opportunities that align with your desires. The more you engage with this imagination practice, the more the universe will respond. Your imagination is a magnet that draws the things you desire toward you. When you consistently focus on what you want, rather than on what you don't have, you are aligning your mind and energy with the reality you are about to create. The power of imagination lies not just in the images you create, but in the belief that those images are already real. As you imagine your desires, trust in the process and feel gratitude for the manifestation that is already unfolding. The universe does not need your effort, it simply needs your clear, focused imagination and unwavering belief that what you desire is already on its way. When you do this, you activate the law of attraction, and the universe moves in perfect harmony to bring your dreams into the physical world. When you truly believe that the universe is abundant, you open yourself to receiving everything you desire. Abundance is not limited, nor is it reserved for a select few. It is an infinite resource available to all. The key to unlocking this abundance is in your mindset. If you approach the universe with the belief that there is always more than enough for you, you are aligning with the flow of unlimited potential. The universe does not withhold, it responds to your energy, and when you are open to receiving, the flow of abundance comes effortlessly. The abundance of the universe is not confined to material wealth alone. It encompasses love, opportunities, health, and every aspect of your life. If you want more love, abundance exists in that too. If you seek new opportunities, they are already available, waiting for you to claim them. The question is not whether the universe has enough to give you, it is whether you are open to receiving it. By changing your mindset and recognizing that you are deserving of abundance in all forms, you create a pathway for the universe to deliver your desires. The moment you decide that you are worthy of all the good things the universe has to offer, you begin to vibrate at the frequency of abundance. When you think about the things you want, you must approach them with the certainty that they are already on their way. The universe is abundant, and there is always enough for everyone. There is no scarcity, only endless possibilities waiting for you to align with them. The more you trust in this, the more you will see evidence of it in your life. During the next 72 hours, make a conscious effort to shift your perception of abundance. Notice any limiting beliefs or thoughts you may have about money, success, or love, and replace them with thoughts of endless possibility. Affirm to yourself that the universe is overflowing with everything you need, and all you have to do is receive. The universe will always match your vibration, so when you embrace abundance, you send out a signal of receptivity and alignment. As you remain open and expectant, the universe will deliver more of what you desire, bringing you closer to the life you have imagined. The importance of gratitude cannot be overstated in the process of manifestation. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a powerful force that magnetizes your desires into your reality. When you express gratitude, you are affirming that you are already in receipt of everything you need. Gratitude vibrates at a frequency that aligns with abundance and fulfillment, signaling to the universe that you are open to receiving even more. It is through gratitude that you begin to see the evidence of your desires manifesting, as it shifts your perspective and brings you into alignment with the very things you seek. When you practice gratitude, you shift from a state of lack to a state of abundance. Instead of focusing on what is missing in your life, gratitude directs your attention to all the blessings that already exist, no matter how small they may seem. The more you acknowledge and appreciate these blessings, the more you send out a signal of abundance, and the universe responds by bringing you more things to be grateful for. Gratitude acts as a magnet, drawing to you more of what you are thankful for, and in doing so, it accelerates the process of manifestation. In the next 72 hours, make gratitude a central part of your daily practice. As you focus on your desires, take time to express thanks for everything you have and everything that is on its way. Feel the emotions of gratitude as if your desires have already been fulfilled. Imagine how it will feel to experience the abundance, love, or success you are manifesting, and let that gratitude fill your heart. The universe responds to your energy, and when you are in a state of gratitude, you are sending out the vibration of already having everything you need. This alignment attracts more of the same, bringing your desires closer and closer to your physical reality. The key to using gratitude effectively is to make it a consistent habit. As you express gratitude, your energy shifts and you become a magnet for the life you want. The more grateful you are, the more the universe will bring you situations, people, and opportunities that match that vibration. By continuously being in a state of gratitude, you are inviting the flow of abundance to expand in your life. It is through this daily practice that you will begin to see the tangible manifestations of your desires, all made possible by the powerful energy of gratitude. The final crucial step in manifesting your desires is to trust the process and allow the universe to work its magic without interference. Often we fall into the trap of impatience, wondering when our desires will show up, and trying to control the outcome. This is where faith plays a pivotal role. Trusting the universe is an act of surrender, where you release the need to control the how and when of your manifestation. When you truly let go and trust, you open yourself to receiving in ways you may not have anticipated. The universe has its own timing, and it always works for your highest good. Trusting the process means understanding that everything is unfolding perfectly, even when you cannot see it. The invisible forces at work behind the scenes are aligning the people, circumstances, and opportunities necessary for your desires to come into your reality. Just as a seed needs time to grow before it can bear fruit, your desires need time to manifest fully in your life. It is not about rushing or forcing things to happen. It is about trusting that the universe is already aligning everything for you and that everything is moving towards the perfect outcome. During these 72 hours, resist the urge to check for immediate results. Instead, focus on the knowing that your desires are on their way. Trust that the universe has already begun to work in your favor, and that every thought, feeling, and action you put into this process has laid the foundation for your manifestations. When you trust, you remove any resistance to what is coming. Resistance only slows down the process because it indicates doubt, fear, and a lack of faith. Trust, on the other hand, creates an open channel for your desires to flow toward you effortlessly. When you place your full trust in the universe, you are allowing space for miracles to occur. Often we underestimate how quickly things can shift when we stop trying to control every aspect. The universe responds to your trust by bringing your desires in ways that may exceed your expectations. Trusting the process means believing that what you've asked for is already yours, even when you can't yet see it physically. This faith in the unseen allows your desires to move from the realm of possibility into the realm of reality. The next 72 hours are a powerful time for you to cultivate trust. Surrender any doubts, release any impatience, and know that the universe is already working to bring your desires into form. By trusting the process, you align yourself with the flow of the universe, and everything you have imagined and felt will begin to manifest in its perfect time. Let go, trust, and allow your new life to unfold with grace and ease. As you move through the process of manifestation, remember that everything is already in motion. You are not waiting for something to happen, it is already happening. The key is to act with confidence, fully embracing the idea that your desires are already a reality. When you take inspired action, you are affirming your belief in the process and showing the universe that you are ready to receive. The actions you take in alignment with your desires are powerful catalysts that activate the manifestation process. It is not about forcing anything, but rather about responding to the opportunities and nudges that the universe places in your path. Inspired action comes from a place of alignment, where you feel motivated and excited to take steps that bring you closer to your goal. When you have fully immersed yourself in the feeling of your desires already being fulfilled, the action you take will be in perfect harmony with what you want to create. You will find that the right opportunities, people, and circumstances will begin to present themselves effortlessly, and all that is left for you to do is trust the flow and step forward with confidence. During these 72 hours, take time to listen to your intuition and follow the guidance that comes to you. Inspired action is not about overthinking or forcing things to happen, it is about being present and acting from a place of certainty. If you feel inspired to make a phone call, write a letter, apply for a new opportunity, or simply change your routine, trust that these actions are part of the unfolding process. The universe speaks to you through your intuition, and by following these prompts, you show your trust and alignment with the greater plan. It is important to recognize that taking action is not the same as trying to control the outcome. You are not working to make things happen, you are allowing them to happen. When you act from a place of belief and certainty, you are setting the stage for your desires to materialize. Each step you take brings you closer to the life you envision. The act of moving forward, even in small ways, signals to the universe that you are ready to receive what you have been asking for. The next 72 hours are an opportunity for you to trust in the flow of life and respond to the signs that are being placed before you. Every action, no matter how small, is a powerful affirmation that you believe in the manifestation process. As you step forward with faith and confidence, the universe will continue to align with you, bringing you closer to the life you have already created in your mind and heart. You are not waiting for something to happen, you are already in the process of becoming the person who lives that new life. Trust that every step you take brings you one step closer to the fulfillment of your desires. As you embark on these 72 hours, remember that you hold the power to transform your life. The universe is always listening, always responding to your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Trust in its infinite abundance and know that what you desire is already on its way. The key is to align yourself with the vibration of what you want, take inspired action, and let go of the need to control the outcome. Your desires are not a distant dream, they are already on their way to you. Stand firm in your belief, stay open, and trust the process. The universe is ready to give you everything you've asked for. The moment you align with that truth, your new life begins. The time is now. The power is yours. As the world wraps itself in the joy and wonder of Christmas, let us pause to reflect on a truth that transcends the tinsel and trimmings. What is this season truly about? What does it mean to celebrate the birth of Christ not just as an event in history, but as a living reality that touches the soul and transforms the heart? Over 2,000 years ago, in a humble manger in Bethlehem, a child was born, a child who would carry the hope of humanity on his fragile shoulders. The angels sang, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men." This was no ordinary birth, it was the manifestation of divine love, a heavenly gift offered to a broken world in desperate need of redemption. But have we forgotten the sacredness of this gift? In the busyness of our lives, the lights and the celebrations, do we still hear the quiet cry of the Savior calling us to draw near? Or has the true meaning of Christmas been buried beneath the weight of worldly distractions? This season is not just a time to remember Christ's birth, it is an invitation to welcome Him into our hearts, to experience the fullness of His grace, and to walk in the light of His truth. The scriptures tell us, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him should not perish but have everlasting life." John 3:16. This is the essence of Christmas, a gift of unfathomable love, freely given yet often overlooked. The birth of Christ is not merely a historical event, it is the cornerstone of our faith, the ultimate expression of God's unchanging love for humanity. Imagine the moment when Mary cradled the infant Jesus, gazing into the eyes of the one who would save the world. Imagine the shepherds, trembling yet awestruck, as the angel proclaimed, "Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people." Luke 2:10. These scenes are more than stories. They are reminders of the profound spiritual truths that lie at the heart of Christmas. Christmas is a sacred moment, a time to reconnect with the eternal. It is a call to remember that God chose to dwell among us not as a king seated on a throne, but as a child born in humility. This act of divine love calls us to reflect on our own lives. Have we made room in the inn of our hearts for Christ? Or are we too preoccupied with the noise of the world to hear His gentle knock? The Apostle Paul writes, "Thanks be to God for His indescribable gift." 2 Corinthians 9:15. This gift is not wrapped in ribbons or placed under a tree. It is the gift of salvation, of hope, of eternal life. To receive it is to embrace a new way of being, one marked by faith, love, and surrender to the divine will. As we gather with loved ones, as we exchange gifts and share meals, let us remember that the greatest gift we can give is our devotion to Christ. Let us kneel at the manger, not in tradition, but in reverence, for it is there, in the presence of the Savior, that we rediscover the true meaning of Christmas, a meaning that transcends time, culture, and circumstance. This is not just a season, it is a sacred reminder of God's immeasurable love for His creation. It is a call to draw closer to Him, to live out His teachings, and to share His light with a world in need. And so, as we reflect on this divine gift, let us delve deeper into the profound truths it holds. What does the gift of Christ mean for us today? How can we in our modern lives embody the message of Christmas? Let us uncover these truths together. The birth of Christ within. The story of Christ's birth is one of the most beautiful and profound truths ever told. But what if this story is more than an event in history? What if the nativity of Christ is a divine pattern meant to unfold within each of us? The manger, the star, the angels, and the shepherds, these are not just symbols of a sacred moment in time, they are reflections of the journey every soul is called to take. The birth of Christ is not simply a celebration of what happened, it is a call to awaken to what is happening within you now. Have you ever felt a stirring deep within your spirit? A sense that you are meant for something greater? That stirring is the seed of Christ within you, the spark of divine life planted by God Himself. Just as Mary carried the Christ child, so too are we called to carry the essence of Christ within us. The scriptures remind us, Christ in you, the hope of glory, Colossians 1:27. This is not a metaphor but a profound spiritual truth. The same Spirit that brought life to a manger in Bethlehem dwells within you, waiting to be born. Think about the manger, a place of simplicity and humility. Christ was not born in a palace surrounded by riches, but in a humble stable, a setting far removed from the world's idea of greatness. Why? Because the divine seeks not the external splendor of the material world, but the quiet openness of a heart willing to receive Him. Your heart, no matter how imperfect or broken it may seem, is the manger where Christ longs to be born. It is not perfection He seeks, but surrender, a willingness to say, as Mary did, "Be it unto me according to thy word," Luke 1:38. The birth of Christ within us is the awakening of divine consciousness, the realization that we are more than flesh and bone, we are children of God, created in His image and endowed with His Spirit. This awakening transforms how we see ourselves and the world around us. Suddenly, life is no longer a series of random events, but a sacred journey. Every trial becomes an opportunity for growth, every challenge a chance to draw closer to the divine. Imagine the power of this realization, that within you lies the potential for peace, love, and greatness beyond measure. The birth of Christ within is not an external event, but an internal transformation. It is the moment you realize that God is not distant or unreachable, but present and alive in your very being. This truth, once grasped, changes everything. It calls you to rise above fear, doubt, and limitation, to step into the fullness of who God created you to be. The star that guided the wise men still shines today, but it shines not in the heavens, it shines in your heart, leading you toward the divine light within. Can you feel it? That quiet, persistent call to awaken, to believe, to step into the destiny that God has prepared for you. This is the birth of Christ within you, a sacred gift waiting to be unwrapped, a divine truth waiting to be lived. The manger of the heart. The manger, simple, unadorned, and humble, became the cradle of divinity. Have you ever wondered why the Savior of the world chose such a lowly place to enter this realm? This was no coincidence. It was a message written in the stars and whispered to humanity. The manger symbolizes the heart, a vessel unencumbered by pride, unadorned by worldly ambition, and prepared to welcome the sacred. It reminds us that God does not seek grandeur and material wealth, but a heart open to His presence, no matter how broken or unworthy it may seem. How often do we, in our busyness and striving, close off our hearts to the simplicity of divine grace? The world teaches us to build fortresses around our souls, walls of self-reliance, achievement, and pride. But the manger tells us a different story. It invites us to embrace humility, to clear the clutter from within, and to create a space where God's light can dwell. In the stillness of that humble space, miracles are born. It is in the manger of the heart that transformation begins, where the divine enters and changes everything. When we think of a manger, we see not splendor but simplicity, and yet it was in this unassuming setting that heaven touched earth. In the same way, it is not the outward trappings of success that bring us closer to God, but the inner posture of surrender. The manger within us is that part of the soul willing to say, "I need you, Lord. I cannot do this on my own." It is the moment we acknowledge our need for something greater, a power beyond ourselves, and open our hearts to receive it. Do you feel that your heart is too cluttered, too broken, too unworthy to hold something as sacred as the presence of Christ? Remember this, The manger was not pristine. It was not a place of perfection. It was a feeding trough for animals, a place no one would expect to find a king. And yet, it became the dwelling of the divine. This is the message of the manger. It is not about the worthiness of the vessel, the willingness of the soul. No heart is too unclean, no life too broken for God to transform into something beautiful. The journey to the manger of the heart requires us to let go of pride, ego, and self-sufficiency. It calls us to strip away the distractions that keep us from hearing God's voice. In that quiet place, free from the noise of the world, we discover what truly matters. We find that it is not our accomplishments or possessions that define us, but our capacity to love, to serve, and to be a vessel for God's work. Imagine the stillness of that first Christmas night, the quiet awe of the shepherds as they gazed upon the Christ child. That same stillness is what God seeks in your heart, a place where His presence can be felt, where His love can be born anew. The manger of the heart is not a place we find through effort or striving. It is a place we create through surrender. It is a sacred space where heaven and earth meet, where the divine and the human are united. As you reflect on the manger, ask yourself, is my heart prepared to receive Him? Have I made room for the sacred, or have I allowed the busyness of life to crowd Him out? The answer lies not in grand gestures, but in quiet surrender, in the willingness to open your heart and say, here I am, Lord, dwell within me. The manger is not just a symbol of Christ's birth. It is a call to each of us to create a sanctuary within a place where God's love can dwell, where His light can shine, and where His presence can transform us from the inside out. The star of guidance. The star that guided the wise men to Bethlehem was not just a celestial phenomenon, it was a divine beacon, a light sent to illuminate the path toward truth and salvation. It hung in the heavens as a symbol of hope, a reminder that even in the vast darkness, God's light always shines to guide those who seek Him. This star is more than a historical element of the Christmas story. It is a metaphor for the inner light of wisdom that leads us on our journey toward divine purpose. In life, we often find ourselves wandering through uncertainty, longing for direction. The world offers countless distractions, pulling us in every direction, yet leaving us feeling more lost. But God, in His infinite love, has placed a star within each of us, a light that whispers, "This is the way, walk in it." This is not an external compass, it is the Spirit of God illuminating our hearts and minds, calling us to follow His path, no matter how difficult or unclear it may seem. The wise men followed the star with unwavering faith, traveling through deserts, mountains, and valleys. Their journey was long and fraught with challenges, yet they pressed on because they trusted in the light. This is the essence of the star of guidance. It requires faith, persistence, and a willingness to trust God's plan, even when the way forward is not fully revealed. Can you imagine the courage it took for the wise men to leave everything behind, to step into the unknown, driven only by the light of a star? That same courage is required of us today. The star of guidance shines within our hearts, but it does not always reveal the entire path. It often lights only the next step, urging us to trust, to move forward even when the destination feels distant. Have you ever felt that pull in your soul, a gentle nudge that says, keep going? You are not alone. That is the star of guidance, the divine presence leading you toward the fulfillment of your purpose. The beauty of the star is that it is constant. It does not waver or fade, even when the journey feels overwhelming. The wise men did not second-guess the star's direction, they followed it with steadfast determination. Likewise, we are called to fix our eyes on the divine light within us, trusting that it will lead us to the place where we will encounter God's greatest blessings. This light is not a fleeting emotion or a passing thought, it is the eternal presence of Christ, guiding us toward truth and wholeness. But following the star requires us to quiet the noise of the world and look inward. The distractions of life can dim its brilliance, leaving us feeling lost and disconnected. Yet the moment we pause, the moment we seek stillness, the light becomes clear again, calling us back to the path. Have you taken the time to look for your star? To seek God's guidance in the silence of your heart. It is there, always shining, always calling, waiting for you to follow. The journey of the wise men was not just about reaching Bethlehem, it was about faith, trust, and surrender. Their story reminds us that God's guidance does not always come in the form of loud proclamations or dramatic signs. Sometimes it is a quiet light, a gentle whisper, a subtle knowing that directs us toward His will. Are you willing to follow it, even when the road ahead is uncertain? The star of guidance is God's promise that you are never alone, that His light will always lead you, no matter how dark the night may seem. Just as the wise men found their way to Christ, so too will you find your way to the divine purpose that awaits you. Trust the star, follow its light, and let it guide you to the fullness of God's plan for your life. The Shepherd's Vigil. On that sacred night, the shepherds were keeping watch over their flocks under the vast expanse of the heavens. It was in the stillness of their humble duty, amidst the silence of the fields, that the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they received the divine message of Christ's birth. Their role in the story of Christmas is far more than symbolic. It is a profound lesson in mindfulness, devotion, and the spiritual awakening that comes through vigilant faith. The shepherds were not kings or scholars. They were ordinary men, unnoticed by the world, yet chosen by God to witness the extraordinary. Their watchful presence in the quiet night mirrors the vigilance we are called to cultivate in our own lives. The shepherd's vigil is a powerful metaphor for mindfulness, remaining alert to the divine even in the ordinary, staying awake to the sacred in the midst of life's routines. Are we, like the shepherds, watchful over our hearts, attuned to the voice of God, and ready to respond to His call? The angelic proclamation that came to the shepherds was not by chance but by divine intention. It was their quiet watchfulness, their undistracted focus on their duty, that positioned them to receive the heavenly announcement. How often do we allow the noise and busyness of life to drown out the voice of God? The shepherd's vigil reminds us that it is in the stillness, in the ordinary rhythms of life, that we are most likely to encounter the extraordinary. When the angel appeared and declared, "Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people," the shepherds could have responded with doubt or disbelief. Yet their hearts were open, their spirits attentive, and they received the message with awe and faith. This is the essence of the shepherd's vigil, being spiritually awake, ready to hear God's word, and willing to act upon it. Are we prepared to listen when God speaks, or are we too distracted by the clamor of the world? The fields in which the shepherds kept their watch symbolize the soul, a place where we are entrusted with the care of what is precious. Just as the shepherds guarded their flocks, we are called to guard our hearts, to nurture our faith, and to remain steadfast in the face of life's challenges. The shepherd's vigil is not passive, it is an active, intentional practice of remaining connected to God amidst the demands and distractions of daily life. Imagine the awe that must have filled the shepherds as they beheld the angelic host proclaiming the glory of God. That awe, that sense of wonder, is what we too can experience when we remain vigilant and open to the divine. It is a reminder that God often reveals Himself not in the grandiose, but in the humble and the faithful. The shepherds, through their quiet watchfulness, became part of the greatest story ever told. This same opportunity awaits us if we keep our own vigil. The shepherd's vigil also teaches us the importance of responding to God's call with immediacy. Upon hearing the angel's message, the shepherds did not hesitate. They said to one another, "Let us now go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has come to pass." Luke 2:15. Their faith was not merely a passive belief, but an active trust that moved them to action. Are we willing to act when God calls us? Are we ready to leave behind our comfort zones and step into the unknown, trusting in His guidance? Their journey to the manger was not just a physical one, it was a spiritual pilgrimage, a movement toward the divine, toward the fulfillment of God's promise. Each of us is on a similar journey, guided by faith, sustained by hope, and illuminated by the light of God's presence. The shepherd's vigil reminds us to stay awake, to keep watch over our souls, and to remain open to the miraculous. This sacred watchfulness is the key to experiencing the fullness of God's presence in our lives. Like the shepherds, we are called to keep our vigil, to be alert and attentive, and to respond with faith and humility when the divine speaks. Let us stand watch, for it is in the stillness of the night that the glory of the Lord is revealed. The gift of love. The story of Christmas is, at its core, a story of love, a love so profound, so boundless, that it surpasses human understanding. The gift of Christ to the world is the ultimate expression of God's unconditional love for humanity. This love is not earned, not deserved, it is given freely, poured out for all, regardless of our flaws or failures. It is this divine love that we are called to embrace and share, for it has the power to transform lives, mend broken hearts, and bring light into the darkest places. Have you ever paused to consider the depth of this love? For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, John 3:16. These words are not merely a proclamation, they are an invitation to experience the life-changing reality of divine love. Imagine a love so vast that it bridges the chasm between heaven and earth, a love so powerful that it redeems, heals, and restores. This is the gift of love that was wrapped in swaddling clothes and laid in a manger on that holy night. The gift of love is not confined to a moment in history, it is alive, active, and present in our lives today. It is the love that calls us back to God when we stray, the love that whispers hope in our despair, and the love that strengthens us when we feel weak. This love is the foundation of our faith, the anchor of our souls, and the light that guides us through life's challenges. It is not just a feeling, but a force of divine energy that flows through us and transforms everything it touches. But this gift is not meant to be kept for ourselves. Just as God gave freely to us, we are called to give freely to others. Love one another as I have loved you, John 13:34. This command is not optional. It is central to our identity as followers of Christ. The gift of love compels us to see beyond ourselves, to reach out to those in need, and to reflect God's love in our words, actions, and relationships. Are we willing to embody this love, even when it is inconvenient or challenging? The gift of love is sacrificial. It is not always easy or comfortable, but it is always worth it. The love that Christ demonstrated, leaving the glory of heaven to dwell among us, to suffer and die for our sins, shows us that true love is not self-seeking but self-giving. It calls us to lay down our pride, our prejudices, and our fears, and to embrace the unlovable, the forgotten, and the broken. It is in these moments of selfless love that we truly reflect the heart of Christ. Think about the impact of this love on the world. The birth of Christ was not just the arrival of a Savior, it was the dawn of a new way of living. It showed us that love has the power to conquer hate, to heal division, and to bring peace to even the most turbulent circumstances. The gift of love transforms families, communities, and nations. It breaks chains of bitterness and resentment, replacing them with forgiveness and reconciliation. But how do we live out this gift of love in our daily lives? It begins with a simple choice: to see others as God sees them, to extend kindness instead of judgment, to offer grace instead of condemnation, and to forgive as we have been forgiven. It is in these everyday acts of love that the spirit of Christmas comes alive, not just for a season, but for a lifetime. The gift of love is a reflection of God's very nature. God is love, 1 John 4:8. To accept this gift is to accept God Himself, to invite Him into our hearts and lives, and to allow His love to flow through us to the world around us. Are we willing to receive this gift fully? Are we ready to let it transform us, to reshape our priorities, and to guide our actions? This Christmas, as we celebrate the birth of Christ, let us remember that the greatest gift we can give and receive is love. It is a gift that costs nothing yet means everything. It is the essence of God's character, the fulfillment of His commandments, and the reason for our hope. Let the gift of love inspire you to live boldly, to love deeply, and to be a light in the darkness. For in giving and receiving this love, we honor the true meaning of Christmas. the peace that transcends understanding. In the stillness of the night, when Christ was born, a profound peace descended upon the world, a peace that transcends all human understanding. The angels proclaimed, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men." Luke 2:14. This was not merely the absence of conflict, it was the arrival of a divine harmony that touches the deepest parts of the soul. The peace of Christ is a gift, a treasure offered to every heart willing to receive it. This peace is unlike anything the world can provide. It is not rooted in circumstances or external conditions. It is a gift of God's presence, an assurance that He is with us no matter what storms we face. The Apostle Paul writes, "And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Philippians 4:7. This peace is not logical. It does not depend on things going right. Instead, it is a divine calm that remains steadfast even in the midst of chaos. Have you ever felt that deep longing for stillness, for relief from the turmoil of life? The peace of Christ answers that longing. It is the quiet in the storm, the light in the darkness, the assurance that you are held in the hands of a loving God. This peace does not deny the reality of hardship but meets it with strength, giving you the courage to endure, to hope, and to trust in God's ultimate plan. The peace of Christ begins with reconciliation with God, with ourselves, and with others. His birth was the fulfillment of a promise, a bridge between heaven and earth, bringing humanity back into harmony with the Creator. Through Him, we are no longer separated from God's love. This peace calls us to let go of guilt, shame, and fear, replacing them with the certainty of God's forgiveness and grace. Have you accepted this peace? Have you allowed it to settle into the broken places of your heart? This peace also calls us to reconcile with others. The love of Christ compels us to be peacemakers, to extend grace even when it is undeserved, and to seek unity in a world often divided. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. Matthew 5:9. Are we willing to be vessels of His peace, to forgive those who have wronged us, and to build bridges where walls have been erected? The peace of Christ is not passive, it is active, calling us to bring His harmony into the relationships and communities around us. True peace comes when we surrender our burdens to God. How often do we carry the weight of worry, anxiety, and uncontrol, only to find ourselves weary and restless? Christ's peace invites us to lay those burdens at His feet, to trust that He is in control, and to rest in His promises. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. This rest is not just physical, it is a deep spiritual assurance that God's plans for us are good, even when we cannot see the way forward. The peace of Christ also aligns our lives with His divine purpose. When we embrace this peace, we stop striving for validation from the world and find contentment in God's will. It is a peace that silences the noise of comparison, the fear of failure, and the doubts that plague our minds. It centers us in the truth of who we are in Christ, beloved, redeemed, and chosen. As we reflect on the gift of peace this Christmas, let us ask ourselves, are we living in the fullness of this divine gift? Have we allowed the peace of Christ to transform our hearts, to guide our actions, and to flow through us to others? This peace is not fleeting, it is eternal. It is a gift that brings hope to the hopeless, strength to the weary, and joy to those who trust in the Lord. Let this season be a time to rediscover the peace that only Christ can give, a peace that calms the soul, renews the spirit, and transcends all understanding. It is not just a feeling, it is a state of being, a reflection of God's love and presence within us. This is the peace that Christ brought into the world, and it is available to each of us if we open our hearts to receive it. A call to embody hope. In a world often shadowed by despair, the birth of Christ stands as a radiant beacon of hope. His arrival was not only a fulfillment of ancient prophecies, but a divine declaration that no matter how dark the night, light will always break through. This hope is not fleeting or fragile, it is eternal, steadfast, and rooted in the very nature of God. To truly embrace the gift of Christ is to embody this hope and carry it into every corner of our lives. Hope is more than mere optimism. It is not a denial of pain or hardship, but the confident expectation that God's promises will prevail. The Apostle Paul writes, "We have this hope as an anchor for the soul, firm and secure." Hebrews 6:19. Just as an anchor holds a ship steady in turbulent waters, so does the hope of Christ steady our souls amidst life's trials. Have you felt the storm? Have you wondered if peace would ever come? The hope of Christ assures us that we are never alone, that God is with us, and that His plans for us are good. The birth of Christ was a declaration that nothing is beyond redemption. In the humble setting of a manger, surrounded by the ordinary and the overlooked, God demonstrated His power to transform the simple into the sacred. This hope is a call to see possibilities where others see impossibilities, to believe in miracles even when circumstances seem dire. Hope transforms how we view our challenges. It shifts our focus from what is broken to the one who mends, from what is lost to what can be found. To embody hope is to live in such a way that others are inspired to believe again. Christ's life was a testament to this. His presence brought healing to the sick, sight to the blind, and joy to the downtrodden. Are we willing to do the same? To be vessels of His hope in a world that so desperately needs it? This is not a passive call, but an active mission to speak words of encouragement, to extend hands of compassion, and to reflect the love of Christ in every interaction. Hope is contagious. When we live with the assurance that God is in control, that His promises are true, and that His love is unending, we ignite that same hope in those around us. Imagine the impact of a single act of kindness, a single word of encouragement, or a single gesture of love. These are not small things. They are seeds of hope planted in hearts that may have been barren for years. Are we planting those seeds? Are we carrying the light of Christ's hope into the lives of others? But hope is also a choice. In the face of adversity, it is tempting to give in to despair, to believe that our circumstances define us. Yet the hope of Christ calls us to rise above, to trust that God is working even in the unseen. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope." Jeremiah 29:11. This is the foundation of our hope, God's unchanging faithfulness. As we embody hope, we also look forward with anticipation to the ultimate fulfillment of God's promises. The birth of Christ was the beginning, not the end. It was the dawn of a new covenant, a new relationship between God and humanity, and a new hope for the world. This hope sustains us, propels us, and reminds us that no matter how dark the night, the morning always comes. This Christmas, let us answer the call to embody hope. Let us carry the light of Christ into the shadows, be the hands and feet of His love, and remind the world that there is no situation too hopeless for God to redeem. Hope is the heartbeat of the gospel, the essence of the Christmas story, and the gift that keeps giving. It is not just something we receive, it is something we live, something we share, and something we leave as a legacy for generations to come. Let us be the bearers of this hope, for in doing so, we honor the true meaning of Christmas. As we stand at the heart of this sacred season, let us pause to reflect on the immeasurable gift of Christ. His birth is not just a story from history, it is a living truth, a divine invitation to transform our lives. The manger, the star, the shepherds, and the wise men, they all point us toward a deeper understanding of God's love, peace, and hope, calling us to awaken to the divine within ourselves. Christmas is more than lights and gifts. It is a reminder of God's unfailing love for humanity. It is an opportunity to embrace the birth of Christ within our hearts, to create a humble space where His presence can dwell. It is a call to follow the light of His guidance, to remain vigilant in our faith, to embody His love, and to live with a peace and hope that transcends all understanding. Let us carry the lessons of this season beyond the day of celebration. Let the humility of the manger inspire us to live with grace and simplicity. Let the guiding star remind us to seek God's path, even in the midst of uncertainty. Let the shepherd's watchfulness encourage us to stay alert to the sacred in our daily lives. And let the unshakable peace and boundless hope of Christ fill our hearts, guiding us to be lights in a world that often feels shadowed by doubt and despair. The gift of Christ is the ultimate expression of God's love, freely given to all. It is a gift that transforms not just a season but an entire lifetime. As we celebrate His birth, may we also embrace His teachings, reflect His character, and share His light with those around us. This is the true meaning of Christmas: to live as Christ lived, to love as Christ loved, and to shine as He shined. So, as we gather with loved ones, as we light candles and sing carols, let us remember the heart of Christmas. Let us be grateful for the gift of Christ, a gift that brings us back to God, restores our spirits, and fills us with hope. This season, let the story of Christ's birth awaken something new in you. Let it inspire you to live boldly, to love deeply, and to shine brightly in a world that needs His light more than ever. May the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. May His love overflow in your actions, and may His hope guide you into a future filled with His grace. Merry Christmas to you all, and may the gift of Christ continue to bless and transform your life every day of the year.